One of the hazards of playing on the rubber crumb will be having random obstacles laid out on the surface which could injure yourself on. Things like the brick, the bat, the ball and the chair. People could easily trip over that if they're playing a game of football or doing some form of exercise on the rubber crumb. The likelihood of this happening would be around a 2, and the severity could be a 2, giving a risk assessment around a 4. A procedure that I put in place to stop this happening would be before participating in an exercise, doing a surface check, moving things out of the way, making sure people didn't get hurt, to lower the chance, probably around to a 3, and so people can have safe exercise and people wouldn't get hurt. Another hazard that could put people at risk is having goals that are not safely secured or weighted down or tied to the fence, because they could fall on people, and that could cause a lot of damage to people that are participating on the pitch or the goalkeeper that may be in goal in whatever sport you're doing. Another thing, if the nets weren't attached properly, people could get caught in that. Showing that it's not securely attached, like the goals over there, which could be chained to the fence to secure safety. The probability of a goal falling someone would probably be around a 1 or a 2. The severity could be easily a 2 or a 3, depending on how it landed on them and what part of the body it injured. Giving it a risk assessment of around 6 or 4. A procedure that I would put in place would be to make sure it was securely weighted down to ensure that it would not lift up. Or if it was one of the bigger goals, I'd chain it to the fence to make sure that it would not fall down at all.
Help!
Another hazard that could cause a risk would be wearing jewellery while participating in sport. This could be from catching it on other people that are playing, catching it on fencing or anything else that's around in the playing area. You could severely hurt yourself, probably giving a rating at least 2 out of a 3, and the probably would happen being a 1 or a 2 out of a 3 still, given the risk assessment of either a 2 or a 4 in total. Measures I would do to reduce the chance of this happening would be having a check before all participants taking part in the sport to make sure no one's wearing things that could get caught on things or by other people, to reduce the chances of this happening. One hazard of the gym is equipment not being put away. This could put the client at risk of seriously injuring himself if he were to fall over and land on, for example, a bench. The probability of falling over and tripping and hurting yourself, I'd probably give a 2 out of 3. The severity, maybe a 2 out of 3, depending on how they land. Signs like this can help prevent injuries and lower the risk. But if you were to put the weights away, he would not have fallen over, so it would lower the chance of him the probability of it happening, but the severity level would still be the same. So it would probably be more of a 1 out of 3 on the chance of it happening. Another hazard that I found in this indoor facility in the gym was lifting too much weight without a spotter. Due to the weight being too heavy and not being able to finish your complete set without a spotter, he almost dropped it on his chest. Someone had to run in there and help him. People have injured themselves quite bad from doing this and the bar slipping or not being able to push it back up. The likelihood of this happening is probably around a 2 out of 3, and severity could be easily a 2 out of 3 as well, given the risk total score of a 4. To prevent this from happening, starting with a spotter or lightening the weight could definitely help. Correct form, correct equipment will add to this as well. Also, being in there with someone who regularly goes in the gym and knows what they're doing, who can spot you and give you some motivation while you're benching to continue with reps. But the most important thing is having someone there supervising, so it lowers this chance. Because if there was a spotter there, the probability of it happening would have probably gone down to a 1 out of 3 due to someone being able there to catch it and make sure the lift is safe.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Another hazard of this indoor facility would be incorrect footwear. As you can see on the treadmill, the person on the treadmill didn't have his shoes tied, his laces were loose. This would increase the risk of him tripping over himself or getting it caught in the machine, which could lead to a lot of damage and injury. The probability of this happening would be a 2 out of 3, depending on how much of the lace was out and how quick he was going. The severity could also be a 2 out of 3, because if he went flying off the treadmill and hit his head off a dumbbell or a bench or just off the floor from going off it, he could knock himself unconscious. To prevent this happening, I'd say correct footwear, tying your shoes, starting at a steady pace and gradually developing. Make sure there's also someone in the gym supervising, just in case something were to happen. Walking around regularly to make sure things are in check. Make sure the machine's fine, so it isn't going to just break on you and fall, so you won't injure yourself as well. Being oh shit. Delete that. I just forgot what I was saying. What, 6? What was it? 2 times 3.
2 times 3 is 6.
Yeah, I know, but like, I got severity. There's maybe a 2 and 2, it should have been 4. Another thing that could cause risks from